Hey there, I'm Ava. Friends sometimes joke that the monsters aren't lurking under the bed. They're sitting at the dinner table. I'm 28, back in my childhood home, trying to make it as an artist. Sounds cozy, right? Well, it was until my world got turned upside down. It all started after Dad passed. We were close, him and me, thick as thieves. He always believed in my art, even when others called me crazy for pursuing it. His death hit like a freight train. I was in my studio, staring at a blank canvas, when my sister Melissa walked in with her husband, Derek. "We're worried about you," Melissa said, her eyes flitting around the cluttered room. Derek chimed in, "Yeah, this place is a dump. How about we help you clean up?" I bristled. "Thanks, but I've got it under control." But they didn't leave. In fact, they started hanging around more. At first just company, but then things started shifting. Derek began making decisions, little by little. "We should repaint the living room," he'd say, or "that old couch has got to go." I tried to ignore it, but it felt like he was slowly erasing Dad's memory. Melissa changed too, following his lead instead of backing me up like she used to. One night, I went to the kitchen for a midnight snack and overheard them. "Melissa, honey, we need to talk about the house." Derek's voice was low, urgent. "What about it?" She sounded hesitant. "Don't you think it's time we made some changes? Ava's not exactly contributing much." My blood ran cold. Were they planning to kick me out? "But it's her home too," Melissa protested, though her voice was barely a whisper. "Is it though? Your dad's gone. She's just freeloading." I stood there, frozen, heart racing. My own sister, plotting with him in my home. In that moment, I knew one thing. A battle was coming, and I'd be damned if I let them win. Little did I know, the worst was yet to come. But hey, they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Guess I was about to find out. The next few weeks felt like walking on eggshells. Derek's grip on the house, and on Melissa, tightened. He was everywhere, changing locks, moving my things. One morning, I came downstairs to find my paintings moved to the garage. "What the hell, Derek?" I snapped. He didn't even look up. "This is a shared space, Ava. Your art was cluttering it up." I turned to Melissa, hoping for backup, but she just stared at her plate. "This is my home too," I said, my voice shaking with anger. Derek cut me off. "Actually, we've been talking. It's time for you to find your own place." It felt like a punch to the gut. "Melissa, is this true?" She finally looked up, torn. "Ava, we just think. Maybe it's time for a change." "No," I planted my feet, defiant. "I'm not leaving. This is my home, and Dad." "Dad's not here anymore," Derek snarled, slamming his fist on the table. The outburst startled us both, but in Melissa's eyes, I saw fear. This was about more than the house. Something was seriously wrong. "I'm not going anywhere," I said, voice steely. Derek's face twisted with rage. He stood up so fast his chair toppled over. "You ungrateful little—" One second he was across the room, and the next he was in my face, grabbing my arm. Melissa screamed as I tried to break free. "Let go of me," I yelled, twisting, but his grip was iron. "Direct stop," Melissa cried, pulling at his arm. In the scuffle, I lost my balance and my head slammed into the edge of the table. Through the ringing in my ears, I heard Melissa sobbing. Somehow, adrenaline kicked in, and I broke free. Fueled by pure survival, I bolted for the door, hearing Derek's furious shouts behind me. But I didn't look back. I just ran, and I didn't stop until I reached Zoe's apartment, gasping for air. When she opened the door, her eyes went wide. "Oh my God, Gio, what happened?" I collapsed into her arms, the weight of everything hitting me like a tidal wave. As Zoe patched up the cut on my forehead, I told her everything. "We need to call the police," she said, reaching for her phone, but I stopped her. "Wait, the cameras," I said, my mind racing. Dad installed security cameras last year. They must have caught everything. Zoe's eyes lit up. "That's evidence, Gio. We can use that." A calm determination settled in me as the adrenaline wore off, leaving me shaky and sore. This wasn't just about me anymore. I had to get Melissa away from Derek, and I needed Zoe's help. "We're going to take that bastard down," I said, my mind already racing with plans. For the first time since this nightmare began, I felt a glimmer of hope. Derek had no idea what was coming for him. The next morning, I woke up on Zoe's couch with a pounding headache. For a split second, I thought it had all been a nightmare. but the bruises on my arm told a different story. Morning, warrior, Zoe said, handing me a cup of coffee. I called in for you at the gallery. Oh, my cousin Alex is coming over. She's a social worker. Might be able to help. I nodded, grateful but overwhelmed. Thanks. I just can't believe this is happening. A knock at the door made me jump. Zoe squeezed my shoulder before answering it. A tall woman with kind eyes stepped inside. You must be Ava, she said, sitting across from me. I'm Alex. Zoe filled me in. How are you holding up? I let out a bitter laugh. Oh, just peachy. My brother-in-law tried to kill me, and my sister's turned into a Stepford wife. Living the dream. Alex didn't flinch at my sarcasm. Instead, she pulled out a folder. What you're describing, Ava, is domestic abuse. It's not just physical. There's emotional manipulation, financial control. It's all part of the pattern. As she spoke, something inside me shifted. This wasn't just about me and a house anymore. Melissa was in real danger. What can I do? I asked, my voice stronger than I felt. Alex smiled, warm and reassuring. First, we document everything. Every incident, every threat. We build a case. Over the next few days, that's exactly what we did. I wrote down every instance of Derek's controlling behavior, every red flag I'd missed. Zoe helped me set up a secure cloud account to store photos of my injuries. But we needed more. That's when I remembered Mrs. Patel, our nosy neighbor who always seemed to be peering out her window. She must have seen something. I told Zoe, let's go talk to her. Mrs. Patel opened her door cautiously, but her eyes widened when she saw me. Giovanna, oh my, what happened to your face? I took a deep breath. Mrs. Patel, I need your help. Have you noticed anything strange at our house lately? Her face darkened. Oh dear, that new husband of your sister's, he's bad news. Always yelling, slamming doors. Last week, I saw him grab Melissa's arm so hard she cried out. My heart sank, but at the same time, I felt a spark of hope. This was the evidence we needed. Back at Zoe's, Alex helped us write up Mrs. Patel's statement. This is good, Ava. Really good. But, what? I asked, sensing her hesitation. We need to report this, file a police report, get a restraining order. It's the only way to truly protect you and Melissa. Fear gripped me. What if they don't believe me? What if it makes things worse for Melissa? Zoe grabbed my hand, looking me in the eyes. Gio, remember what your dad always said. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. I closed my eyes, picturing Dad's face. What would he do if he knew what was happening to his daughters? Okay, I said, opening my eyes with newfound determination. Let's do it. Let's take this bastard down. Alex nodded, a fierce look in her eyes. I'll make some calls. We'll go to the station first thing tomorrow. That night, I lay awake in bed, restless. I kept thinking about Melissa, trapped in that house with Derek. But for the first time in weeks, I felt a glimmer of hope. We had a plan. We had evidence. And most importantly, we had each other. Tomorrow, the real fight would begin. I wasn't just bruised and scared anymore. I was ready. Derek had no idea what was coming for him. I might have left that house, broken and scared, but I was coming back. Stronger than ever. Watch out, Derek. Your reign of terror is about to end. The police station loomed ahead, a fortress of justice. With Zoe and Alex flanking me, I took a deep breath and pushed through the doors. The weight of the evidence in my hands felt like a ticking bomb. We're here to report a domestic violence incident, Alex said firmly to the officer at the desk. The detective assigned to our case, a stern-faced woman named Rodriguez, listened intently as we laid out our case. When we finally got to the security footage, Detective Rodriguez's eyebrows shot up. This is irrefutable evidence, she said, her eyes glued to the screen. We're bringing him in. What followed was a whirlwind. Derek was arrested and Melissa was brought in for questioning. When I saw her, my heart clenched. She looked like a shadow of herself, small and frightened. Gio. Her voice cracked. I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to. I wrapped her in a hug, feeling her body shake with quiet sobs. It's okay, Mel. We're in this together now. The trial that followed was a brutal marathon of testimonies and evidence, but the security footage was the nail in Derek's coffin. When the judge finally handed down the sentence, a wave of relief washed over me so intensely it made me dizzy. Returning home felt surreal. Melissa and I stood in the entryway, taking it all in. It feels different, she murmured. I nodded. Yeah, but it's ours again. We can make it feel like home. The healing process was slow and often painful. Melissa dove into therapy, gradually finding her strength again. I channeled my emotions into my art, creating pieces that screamed of pain, resilience, and hope. One day, as I was painting in a living room, Melissa approached me. Gio, I know I messed up, she said quietly. I let him come between us, and I'm so sorry. I put down my brush, weighing her words. Mel, you're my sister, and I love you. But you're right, we have a lot to work through. It's going to take time. She nodded, determination shining in her eyes. I'm ready to put in the work if you are. Months passed, and our lives began to transform. My art career took off, with galleries eager to showcase my pieces that told a story of survival and renewal. Melissa found her purpose in starting a support group for abuse survivors. I even began volunteering at a women's shelter, sharing my story and helping others find their inner warrior. Every time I spoke, I saw a reflection of my past self in their eyes, scared but with a flicker of hope. At my latest exhibition opening, I stood before the centerpiece, a massive canvas of a phoenix rising from ashes, two women emerging from its wings. It's us, isn't it? Melissa said softly, joining me. I smiled, squeezing her hand. Yeah, it is. We rose from the ashes, Mel. Look how far we've come. As I gazed at the painting, a profound sense of peace settled over me. We had faced our demons, fought our battles, and emerged stronger. Our story wasn't just about survival anymore. It was about triumph. And now I have a question for you. If you were in Gio's shoes, would you have forgiven Melissa for her role in the abuse, or would you have cut ties completely? Where do you draw the line between family loyalty and self-protection? It's a tough question, and there's no right or wrong answer. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm curious to hear what you think.